Hello, everyone! Welcome to another exciting episode of 10 Dead Rats. Sorry to be a little tardy tonight. We were plagued with technical issues there. Very exciting 13 minutes for us over here at 10 Dead Rats. But we're here. We're here. We're here to play. Huzzah. Except for Yeffi. I'm afraid Colleen was unable to make it tonight, but she picked a good night to miss, because here you go. Here we are.
You don't know that, Paul. Leave
That's
it.
true,
Leave it.
yeah.
Leave it outside.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's true.
Paul knows it. Paul knows. Paul's looking at his notes and is like, "Oh, this is dad."
We're gonna make up for lost time. I'm sure. So, do I have any announcements? I don't know. I'm so frazzle-brained from dealing with audio issues. I'm not sure. Does anybody want to make fun of Christian's clothes tonight?
No, he actually looks fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
once.
Okay. Well, let's all rag on Max's hair then.
Yeah. I'm wearing this headband.
I
It's
like
my
the
girlfriend.
headband.
Just go to a
I
disco later.
dressed the stupidest I possibly could, and you guys haven't said anything about these stupid pants
I
or
don't.
like this dumb shirt that
I
I
think-
own.
Honestly,
It's like,
mostly that
what?
speaks to how you normally dress. I think is the only explanation.
I mean, that's completely fair, but like Christian looks like freaking like Alan Rickman one night, and he gets all of this shit, and I look like an idiot. You guys don't say anything. What's the point?
True.
No credits.
We're going.
Paul. I'm upset.
We're going with a gender diversity thing, because we're gonna harass the men for their outfits, and we're not gonna mention what the women are wearing at all.
How the fuck did you make this fun joke weird?
Yeah, yeah.
So is that a headband you're wearing, Max? Because
The
I swear I
headband,
thought
yeah.
you had dyed your hair blonde. That's what it looked like.
I
to
thought
me.
you were wearing a wig cap, like you were about to go
Wig
swimming.
cap, okay.
I thought
No,
it was
it's,
like a waterproof, like aerodynamic, but like you would have shaven your beard had that been the case, so that couldn't have been
Right.
why.
No,
I-
it's
It looks
it's
to me
my
like
girlfriend's
a really,
headband.
It looks to me like a really awkward comb over. Like you've dyed your hair a terrible color. Oh, there
Right,
you go.
it does
Okay.
kind of look like that. Yeah. Yeah. The situation is that my hair is now too long, and so it hangs in my face. And as someone prone to outbreaks already, I've now developed this horrible, incredibly painful pimple. And so I need to keep it pulled back now
To
up
show it
until
off to the world.
I've pinpointed it. Jimi Hendrix, but he's shaved off the afro after
Ah,
having put on the headband.
all right. I have
Wow.
laced this in PCP, so
This is
So, right on
tonight's
the head.
show. Okay, let's buckle in, folks. Let's get to business. I think everybody
man.
wants to see hear less about Max's what we presume is the method, getting into character here for Bruno, and more exciting Warhammer and old school D&D roleplay, which is my usual thing that I say when I first log in and totally forgot. Hi everyone, welcome to 10 Dead Rats, an OD&D and Warhammer mashup. Let's get to business and play some games.
All singing
Let's
the
go on.
intro music.
yeah, great.
When last we saw our intrepid band of adventurers, they were hanging about in Bogenhofen.
Insipid.
Looking into the mysterious illness of their friend or possible employer, Justice Richter. What happens to them? Let's see. The group approached Justice Richter's. There was a lot of doctors last episode, so I'm gonna accidentally say Doctor a lot. The group approached Justice Richter's home, assaulted a credible doctor. They then split up, looking for clues. Indigo and Yeffi went off to go visit their underworld contact Franz, who explicitly told them to come and visit at night. They chose instead to come during the day, and were ousted for showing up when Franz wasn't around. Bruno and Trebbiano went to Town Hall, where they met Counselor Tugan, a perhaps unsavory individual who appears to hold some sway in town, who assured them that everything was just fine and that everything had been dealt with regards to the goblins and they shouldn't worry themselves. Indigo and Yeffi, meanwhile, head off to the Physicians Guild to visit Dr. Schwarzkopf, who in turn introduced them to an apothecary named Reinhold Heikdorn, who had heard of a case similar to that of Justice Richter's and had a
Gesundheit.
potential cure. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of good Reichländer names in this one. So, with that information, the group re-met at Justice Richter's with Heikdorn in tow. They discussed some of the past. They discovered that the prior victim was one Karl Tugen, a prominent merchant of Bogenhofen. The group got a little lesson in the politics of Bogenhofen and the 4 controlling merchant families, in which led Bruno to the very wise conclusion at the end of last session: we're in trouble. So, I believe that we had left off as the group was in Justice Richter's house, I believe, still discussing with Heikdorn the case as he ministered to the justice.
Yeah, he was.
Go ahead, yeah.
No, please.
No,
After
please.
you.
No, please, after you.
I was going to observe that he was a cocky doctor. Your turn.
He was a cocky doctor. Has
Great
he
band
finished?
name, by the way.
Has he finished giving him the medicine?
Yeah. He has. I've administered the first treatment.
Great.
This may take some weeks if he makes it. It may yet
Weeks?
take some weeks. Yeah.
If.
Your friend is on the door to death itself, and perhaps we will coax him back from that doorstep, but it will be a difficult journey.
It's a good thing I'm here. I'm a doctor.
Indeed, Dr. Feinbottom.
Yeah.
It is very good that you are here, and that your friends have brought me here. And that our acquaintance Elvira was good enough to give such detailed notes to me in the past. And that
Elvira.
I kept the goods on hand for just in case should another case erupt. I was worried that maybe it was disease and we would see more cases, but we did not. We now suppose perhaps it is.
So
infected
the
via
last
some
time,
substance.
the last time you didn't know Karl Tugen was poisoned.
We did not know what was wrong with him at all. We spent much time with him. It was not well until after his death that we discovered the cause.
Is anyone else in the room with us, Paul?
I will say you're here at you're at the kitchen table.
Okay.
The 4 of you plus. Let's. In fact, the group of you are sitting around the kitchen table of Justice Richter's with Heikdorn, and Yeffi excuses herself. As the hours starting to grow late, she is very eager to pop out to the Crossed Pikes to make an appointment. And so Yeffi departs for the evening.
Okay.
Yeah. She's fine.
She's fine.
She's
Yeah.
fine.
It's just the underworld, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, she'll do well.
Yeah.
She has hit points, like multiple of them. We'll be fine.
And how long, Heikdorf, was Karl Tugen sick for?
Well, it was only a matter of a few days before he succumbed to the illness.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite bad. I mean, he was unable to take any water or any refreshment of any kind with his tongue in that state. We did the best we could. We put damp rag over his mouth to try and give him some
Try
moisture.
to put him out of his misery. Oh, right.
What? No, what? Put him out of his misery?
Just-
Well, perhaps that would have been more kind. Perhaps you are right, Dr. Feinbottom. Perhaps we have a moral obligation to our patients that sometimes we overlook in our journey, our yearning to overcome death.
That's true.
You're very
Sometimes-
wise, Dr. Feinbottom.
Thank you. I think, sometimes you just got to hit a guy in the head with a rock. It's something that happens.
I sure
So-
believe there's a more humane way to put.
Oh, it's a
someone out of
halfling
their misery.
expression.
Ah, I see.
Hit
It's
him
a
in the head with a
metaphorical
rock, yeah.
rock. I see.
It's metaphor, idiomatic, yeah.
Yes.
So-
yeah.
I really forgot about the rock thing until
Ow!
I know. I don't know. It was too, you know. So
It's like a big, large, bad decision with a lot of consequences we have to deal while also figuring out the actual mystery. But okay, fine.
I'm pretty confident we've suffered no
I
ill
am pretty
effects from that.
confident you're pretty confident about a lot of things.
So if we could give you something that we thought might contain the poison, would you be able to figure out what it is?
Well, that would be incredibly useful. Yes, I mean, I think to know to have a sample of the pathogen, I think would be quite good. Yeah.
Okay, I give him my flask that I put the wine or the spirits in from the justice's room.
Oh, where did you get? What is this? Where did you get it?
When we first visited our friend Justice Richter, we heard from his maid that he had just been he had been having drinks the night before with a visitor, and Dr. Feinbottom, being a professional in these matters, took a sample for safekeeping.
This is very wise.
Point of
Good.
order. Gilda's not in the house, right?
She is in the house, but she is
I thought
actually.
she went down the street.
You can hear her snoring across the hall. It seems she has returned to her room and gone to get some much needed rest.
Okay. Just
Never
wanted
gonna
to check.
beat
Thank you.
this. Yeah. Well,
So, Herr Richter,
I will be happy to take this back to my laboratory and study it and see if there's anything that it helps in the treatment, perhaps.
great.
Yes. Yes. Indigo.
Indigo.
Was it? Yes.
I was wondering if you could tell us more about Carl Tugan. If this is twice now that this situation has occurred, if there are any similarities, I'm just worried what if we're next.
I mean, I remember the case, obviously. I know the details of his symptoms and how long it took for him to die, but I did not know the man very well. I mean, I do not travel in those circles. One would have to speak to the guilds, the heads of the guilds, or the merchants' families, or similar. He was an important person of the town. Although his family was on hard times at that time, as I recall. As I said, he still is a member of the leader of the family. He's had a seat at the council.
Why were they on hard times?
Well, just the business was not doing as so well. I don't really understand something. They use the word speculation often. I don't know, merchant things. I don't know. This is not my area of expertise.
All right. What time of the day is it now? Is it evening?
It's evening. It's early evening.
Okay.
Early evening. You're maybe thinking about what you're going to have for dinner.
Great. Do we need to talk to Hikdoran anymore? Or should we leave?
I think we should leave because we have to make a plan because Tugan knows our faces now.
Yeah.
That's something that's been worrying me. That Bruno and I talked to him for a while, and clearly it was creepy and bad.
Well, Heikdorf, this has been great.
Okay.
We will come see you tomorrow about the results of that test.
Ah, good. Well, come to the Physicians Guild where my laboratory is located.
Excellent. Oh, we'll be there.
Very good. Good.
Great. Thank you, Doctor.
He packs up his things and heads out.
Nice.
You
So
can
we're
hear now
alone in the house.
You are, but you can hear some movement now. It sounds like Gilda is rousing herself. At least is moving around the room and not just snoring anymore.
So, Trebbiano and I might have tipped our hand a bit accidentally.
Not surprising,
Would we
but
have known?
how?
Well, I'll just let Trebiano explain it so that in case you feel some actions were unwise, I don't accidentally take the blame for yet another positive decision.
There is not much to explain. We were there. We talked to the guy. We told him we were investigating this case. He seems very, how you say, he wanted to smooth things over as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not feel good. And he rang a little bell and told us to
I
leave.
really hated
Made
the
us-
bell.
It was like really
Really-
disturbing, frankly. I
really
don't know why this
sat with
detail's
me,
sticking
yeah.
out in my mind, but it was like really not cool.
Huh.
And the door was 2 feet away. We could have easily got, the bell was unnecessary.
It wasn't an issue. It
was
really,
not-
we were like completely capable. No matter what height the door handle was at, like one of us would have been able to get it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
we could have. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Right. So okay.
Yeah.
So he had someone else open the door for you. That's terrifying. But also, he knows he knows that
Yeah,
you're
we know
investigating.
that we know
Very
that
bad.
we did not mention that Yeffi. We didn't mention you were Yeffi, so he doesn't
Okay.
know that we are working with other people. But he does know. Did you say you were a surgeon?
I did. In fact, I
Yeah.
told him that I was taking the lead in the Gefälschiss Krank outbreak that Justice Richter was suffering from. So, on the plus side, he thinks it's a made-up pandemic instead of that we know it's poison.
Yeah, he might think we're just idiots because he obviously knows what's going on with Richter because he's involved. But if it's like, oh, yes, fake disease, this guy's an idiot, he's leading the case, I'm in good hands, maybe I don't have to kill him. That might be a thing that is
Right.
happening. So, I don't
Yeah.
know.
And it could
The
be
real
that
question is, what do we do about it?
Yeah. Does this...
So obviously the Tugans are related to the demon. Have something to do with the demon.
Yeah,
Or
no,
or else
definitely.
they wouldn't try to or they wouldn't try to hide the goblin.
They
Well,
probably made
but-
the pentagram, but then
but
where
it
were
wasn't-
they?
It wasn't... Tugan is the one who died, not the one who did the poisoning.
No, but both is the thing. Like they're brothers,
Well-
remember?
Oh, so he did it so he could take over.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nobody would kill their own family. That's...
Why did we want to kill Rick? Why did he want to kill Richter? Because Richter was the only one who knew about the warehouse.
Because Richter was
Eh?
asking questions on our behalf.
Oh,
About the
fuck.
goblin, though. What does
You're
the
right.
goblin matter?
Because people were going after the goblin, i.e. us, and they would have found the demon.
Right.
Damn it.
The goblin escaped into the sewer, and the sewer is where all of their illicit dealings live.
It feels like that's a quick hop over to murder, right? I mean,
It's always a quick hop over to murder. I don't know. I mean, look at you, Mr. Chuck a Stone at a guy in the temple. Fuck off.
that was maiming at
Fair.
worst. Yeah, there was little chance that guy was gonna die.
Yeah, all right. 6 points of damage. That's twice my wounds. But we're moving on.
Huh.
Do we have literally any allies in this city?
Well,
the guy
Richter,
who just
he's
left.
about to die. Yeah.
Richter on death's door, the guy who treated
Right.
Richter,
Hike
who we
door.
can only see tomorrow. And I'm afraid for him because all the people we like seem to get poisoned.
Yeah, should we
Oh.
have sent him off on his own like that?
I was thinking about that when he left, but then I was
Huh.
like, you think it's weird if we asked that? But, rather think
Yeah.
it's weird and be alive than the alternative. Maybe we should go to the Physicians Guild? I don't know. I don't know what to do. This is really bad.
Maybe we should have told him not to drink any strange liquids.
I mean, I feel like
Presumably
he
he knows
out
that
for himself.
offhand. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You could have presumed that. Well, especially since you were like, oh, dude, Christian, totally smooth on saying, uh-oh, he's gone.
Oh,
Oh,
what the hell?
Hopefully he'll come back.
Okay.
There he
He's
is.
There he is.
Okay. Hello.
Really smooth on saying a visitor instead of the guy we knew it was. Really good.
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really good.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
why
was
don't-
really
why-
tactful.
Why don't we just go straight to the? Let's not pussyfoot around. Let's go straight to.
Oh,
captain
straight
of
to
the
the
guard?
guy who directly poisoned
You
Richter?
want to
Yeah.
go to the captain of the guard, maybe one of the most dangerous people in Bogenhofen, because he controls the guard,
Right.
who all have swords,
All of them.
who will stab us to death
Yeah,
for
they're not gonna
any
stab.
reason.
He's gonna
Clearly,
be
they're
the
gonna poison
main
us.
I don't think that's clear. Like, if any, they're really good at covering stuff up, clearly.
They have.
Because they're
I don't know about
cahoots
really
with-
good. I mean,
Well, they're in cahoots with all of the families. You know, the Rugbroders, the Steinhoggers.
that's right. That's
the
right.
Hagen.
The Rugbroders, who we failed to recognize last time, was we were warned about. So,
Right.
so Orlok the vampire thinks the Rugbroders are scary enough that we should watch out for them, and he is an ancient vampire. So, maybe we should let's risk the guards. You know, let's risk the guards who don't scare millennia-old evil.
I mean, if we go and accuse the captain of the guard, we're going to get arrested.
They're also in bed with the people who are really scary.
Let's not
Yeah.
accuse him. Let's do a stealth mission. You know?
Do a stealth?
Yeah.
That's fine. What are we trying to
The
learn,
one-
though? Like, we could just try to follow the captain of the guard around.
Yeah, we wait till he leaves, we break into his private room, and we find what he's using to poison people.
Here's an idea.
Then we got him dead to rights.
We can pretend to be recruits. Or at least Indigo would definitely pass that off correctly, because you guys are both mercenaries. Really, the
Technically,
only
we
one who
are
wouldn't
both.
be able-
Yeah,
Yeah, the one who wouldn't be able to get away with it was me, but like maybe, I'm not stealthy.
I could teach you how to swing a sword.
yeah.
It's all
But
just
you
in
don't-
the look. You just gotta look like you don't
Right,
want to
you
be
don't
messed
actually
with.
have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of willpower.
Okay.
Nine
this
times
is-
out of 10, a guard does his job by just standing there and looking terrifying.
What's all this then, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They teach us. That's what they taught us in the Red Banner Company. What
Blue
was the name?
Banner.
Blue Banner.
Banner.
Yeah. I'm colorblind, so it's fine.
So is that that can't be our plan. That's a dumb plan. Ignore me.
It's just no. It's a good plan. Let's just there's one detail we should hash out here is that if we're recruits, probably we don't get to just hang out with the captain, right?
That's actually an exceptional point, which would defeat the purpose of this entire thing. Yeah, how would we see the captain?
Well, we could just
Besides, like, legally.
once we're blending, maybe we just we show up.
Man, the worst part is that even if we go like the most morally detestable route and just follow him to his house, sneak in, kill him in the middle of the night, like that wouldn't actually solve any of our issues. Is the real kicker.
Right. We need information, not just bodies, which is
So,
Sucks.
what
not
if,
our strong suit thus far.
what if we bring Castor back?
Oh shit.
Well, no,
I
he's-
pretend to
he
be
died
Castor.
ages ago. Oh, I
I
see.
pretend.
I
Me,
hate
you idiot. I pretend to be Castor. I go to the guard's office and demand to speak to their manager, right? And I make some fuss. I was accosted at the fest and I need help, right? I'll pretend to be all high and mighty. And in the ruckus, one of you sneaks into his office and tries to see if there's any
Huh.
dirt.
I love this idea. The sneaker should be Bruno. He is 3 feet tall.
He is
Well,
2 feet tall.
I think that's racist. One, two.
No, it's just a fact.
Yeah, it's
I'm,
actually not
if-
racist.
if
Yeah,
Yeffi would come back, that would be great.
Well, she's not here. She's off with her new fancy underworld friend. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys wanted to visit the Crossed Pikes, don't let Yeffi's absence prevent you from doing that.
No, it's just she's always usually here. It's just strange now.
You
I
just
look
miss it.
over,
Yeah.
it's not there.
Yeah, Bruno, sometimes a little distance helps in these kinds of situations.
What kinds of situations? Distance never helps. It's always good to just get right up into people's business. You really gotta, really insert yourself into their lives. That's how you do it.
We could also go and talk to the criminal that Yeffi is going to speak to. What was his name?
Franz?
Franz?
Ron's.
Yeah.
I want to leave that for her though. Like she was looking for. She's not been able to do shit for like 2 sessions. That's been the thing she's wanted to do. I don't know. I'm metagaming, but sue
Yeah.
me.
Okay, fair. The only other thing I can think of is we go back into the sewer and get the demon.
No.
That sounds
no,
really fun, and I'm totally for that.
No, see, here's the thing. That was very scary, and I
Not
didn't like
really.
it.
Horrific.
It was fine.
What?
Absolutely
It was
horrific.
awful.
It
It
was
was
just like a thing.
It wasn't just it was a demon.
Yeah, whatever. Like,
is
we've
not a-
killed things before.
Yeah, like little
It
Yeah,
was
kill
little
not
things
that
like that.
scary.
baby
Guys, get on my level.
vampires.
Jeez.
We want to look. It says here on this 10 Dead Rats patented piece of paper that our party ambition is become monster hunters. Now, one could metaphorically construe that as the monsters in the humanity corrupting Bogenhofen, but I think I'd rather
No.
take it at face value and kill a demon.
I think
Then again,
I-
you know, we went to a bunch of churches and they were all like, "Well, that sounds really hard for you." So maybe it wouldn't be easy to like equip ourselves with proper demon hunting gear here.
I think
Uh,
Indigo's right, and we should bring Castor back.
William Hellman says, "What are the various personal goals?" I want to learn Bretonian.
Those are not
Ooh, yeah.
aligned with any of what's happening
yeah.
here.
No, not at all. We have no time for any personal goals. Is yours
Gilda-
still to become?
Mine is still to
Gilda is-
become as fearless as Trebbiano.
Gilda is currently following through on mine as we speak. I listen out for her. Actually, she left.
Sorry. There's some confusion here. I advanced the clock a little bit at the beginning of this session, so she's already been gone and come back.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
very
Sorry.
good, very good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
I'll be
great.
right back. I'm
She's,
sorry.
she's taking care of it. In fact, she comes into the kitchen now and starts making tea. Looks like she's preparing to make supper.
Oh.
She's like, oh. She looks a little bit more refreshed from before and a little happier, perhaps due to the presence of so many doctors in the house.
Scared us.
Do you need? Oh my gosh. Hilda, where's your
Sorry.
voice? Oh my. Do you need some supper? Could I make you some dinner, doctors?
Oh, that would be great.
Oh, good.
Yes,
good.
please.
Yes.
Yeah.
She starts fussing about making food, preparing food for you. She seems pretty content.
Poor woman.
So she's in the kitchen now, moving around, getting food together. She puts hot cups of tea in front of each of you. She puts a little bowl of raisins on the table for you to snack upon as she prepares dinner. And she seems to be lighter of heart and busier of hand, and is just moving about and preparing some food and whatnot. You
Great.
can speak to her if you want.
No, in fact, we should, we shouldn't get her. We should keep it down. We don't want her to know about anything. So I agree with Indigo that we should get our old friend back and have him pose a complaint. It's a good start.
I mean, there is a lot of risk in that situation, Bruno. We wouldn't want anyone to get caught with their pants down, you know?
I am attempting to read into that. Hang on.
You know,
Okay.
Bruno, caught in an embarrassing situation.
Right.
You know, for people who feel more
I see.
shame.
Right. If during our complaints one of us broke a vase, that was
That
say,
would be very
2
unfortunate.
feet off the ground. Yeah, that would be bad. That's a good point. But we're not gonna. There's not gonna be a non. I mean, the other side of our plan is to run with the bulls. Do you humans have bull running? Yeah. Run with the bulls.
Please stop speaking in metaphor. What are we doing?
Which seems... Shh, we're not. We're having a totally literal conversation as far as Gilda knows.
Gilda starts laying some dishes out on the table. There's some baked capon with sliced radishes.
Ooh.
There is some gooseneck with horseradish. and there is a liver and cheese pie.
Oh,
Is this like is this notably better than the quality of food we typically eat?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Bruno goes ham on it. Just oh yeah, ooh, fantastic.
Oh, you have such an appetite. Oh, good, good. Eat up, little fellow. Perhaps you will grow big as this one. And she claps Treviano on the back.
Oh.
That's a funny joke.
Oh wait, I can't. No, sorry.
Great.
Well-
so maybe we should resume our conversation after dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing is, are we concerned for Justice Richter in the night? Perhaps maybe one of us should sit up with him.
No. Yeah.
Sorry, you're cutting out for me. Can you repeat that, please?
Are we concerned for Justice Richter during the night, or should one of us sit up with him?
I feel like as long as he doesn't intake any new poison, there's nothing to be concerned about. What do you think?
Okay.
I
Gilda.
mean, we can't keep waiting up with him because it takes weeks to get better, right?
True.
Gilda,
Yes, Doctor Finebottom.
we're going to turn in for the night, but it's very important that nobody other than us or Heikdorf the alchemist comes to see Justice Richter. He's obviously in a very sensitive state, so don't let anybody else in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no visitors.
All right. Yes. Yeah. He needs his rest. Yes.
Great,
Oh,
great.
okay,
God,
okay.
it would suck if
Well,
Gilda did it and this was a
you-
clue scenario.
No.
Well, Doctor Feinbottom, thank you so much for such good dealings with my master here. Before you leave, please, you must try my raspberry strudel. Let's
Oh,
out
Ooh.
some strudel.
raspberry strudel. Ooh, all right.
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
have a
need
big,
that.
I'll have a big slice of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's delicious, piping hot. It burns your tongue, but it
Ooh.
is so sweet and tasty.
Oh.
You cannot help but scarf it down.
Oh, so
Thank
good.
you.
Oh,
I am
haven't had.
morally opposed to raspberries, but thank you kindly for the offer.
You're missing out.
Oh, what did a
Bro, I haven't
raspberry
had-
ever do to you?
I haven't had something this good since the Halfling Pie Festival.
Oh. Right. So
It was great. I'll
she,
just take
she
one
feeds
slice to
you,
go here, and
she wraps it up for you in a
yeah,
handkerchief,
perfect. Yeah.
and you walk off. Excellent. And the three of you leave. It is now definitely nighttime. You are in the south eastern section of town.
And the fest
would
is
you like
now over, right? Today was the last day of
is.
the fest. Okay.
You can, in fact, you can hear from the other side of the wall. You can hear some revelry still going on. It sounds like, being the last night of the festival, that there are some fest goers sort of trying to eke out the most out of their festival experience, and so you hear some shouts and the occasional bang of what sounds like a firecracker or a pistol being shot from out there.
Cool. Oh, that's a fest if I've heard one.
We should maybe not get caught up in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can continue our previous conversation unhindered now, though, by the potentiality of eavesdropping.
You are standing in the middle of the streets of Bogenhofen, and it is
Let's-
nighttime.
Let's go to an inn. Where did we stay last night?
I believe you stayed actually in the northwestern section of town. I can't remember the name of the inn, but you had found sort of closer to the. You had found sort of in that area further away from the fest. You had found a quiet inn where you were able to rent a couple rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have the map
Let's-
here? I do.
Let's go back to the quiet section.
Yeah, sort of up near the Cartwrights Guild, sort of I think quiet area where a lot of guild houses are and whatnot. You found some, perhaps the Broken Spoke. We shall call it.
Okay. I don't see a reason not to go back there.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Sounds
So
good.
you head across town. You pass through the Gartenplatz, and as you head across town, it gets quieter and quieter. You go up the Platzweg and past the Dreckerplatz, which is of course the Dreckerplatz is where the town hall is, where some of you were earlier today.
Okay.
You head up up the Hafenstrasse, and just as the river comes into view, you turn right onto Forlornstrasse, and as you do, you see some figures stepping out from the side from a side alley there on your way up the Forlornstrasse. You see a group of men, about 5 men. They look commonly dressed, similarly dressed to each other. They are they are all wearing, many of them are wearing smocks or workman clothes, but they kind of spread out to sort of take up the whole width of the street and kind of block your progression a little bit as you start heading up that way.
Indigo.
How many guys are there?
5.
5. Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh.
Excellent.
How far away from us are they?
They're about 30 feet from you right now. Sorry, Indigo. I'm looking for. Nope, it's not there. It's not there. Pardon me. Forgive me.
Yeah, I should do a training montage. Now's a good time for it.
Where are these guys?
And then they vanish. Oof.
Ain't that just the Veg?
That was a little scary.
Just some street ghosts.
Oh, man.
There it is. There we go. Okay. Indigo, roll me an intelligence test, please.
Sure. I'm pretty good at those. Nope, 4.
Okay. So, the one of them steps forward and he looks at you. He says, "Oi, got a message for you. Keep your nose out of what doesn't concern you, or you might wake up one morning at the bottom of the river. Why don't you try your luck somewhere else, eh? I hear Altdorf's lovely this time of year."
No, it's
See now
crap.
he's holding what appears to be like a broken table leg in his hand, and he kind of thumps it into his hand. And as you look around, you can see the other 5 of them are similarly armed with a cudgel here or another table leg there.
Ooh, fisticuffs.
These guys are threatening us.
Yeah.
Who sent you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Where are you from? Who are you coming from all of a sudden? Who are you? Where do you
Triviana, roll
come
me an
from?
intelligence test.
18.
Excellent. You notice that at least 3 of them all seem to be wearing a sort of a cheap-looking metal pendant. Either 2 of them around their neck and one of them just sort of dangling from a front pocket. But it all seems to be the same emblem of what appears to be a rope and pulley.
Oh, okay.
It's none of your concern who we are. Doesn't matter. The message is clear. Your business is done in Bogenhofen. Fest's over. Time to go home.
Well,
God, it's so nice to hear someone not in a German accent. It's so nice. It's so good.
I don't think. I
think
mean,
we
we
can
didn't
take
even really come here for the fest.
No, we came here for the fest. Shh.
Indigo will sort of put his hand on his sword and not draw it. And he'll say, Listen, friend, I think we all should be minding our own business tonight. That's some good advice, and I advise you take it.
Excellent. Roll me a fellowship test, Indigo.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we gotta hype him up.
God.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
5.
Oh,
5.
yeah, oh,
Oh, which is kind of like.
oh, yeah.
He, so the front guy actually takes a step back, but the others kind of now start to push in closer to him, right, to sort of back him up, and he kind of looks around and he goes, "Oh, hey, 5 against 1, is it? Fancy them odds, does ya?
Point of order, really quick. We're in the middle
you
of the
gotta
street, right?
leave or not?" Yeah.
Okay.
Are we-
Oh, so they want us to leave now.
Yeah. They want us to leave right now.
Well, I'm pretty sleepy. I've had a long. I'm not leaving now.
We'll leave when our business here in Bogenhofen is finished, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy.
Take
I'm
it
mostly
from me.
standing behind Indigo.
Well, then.
Your business here is finished. We expect you to be on the first boat out here in the morning. We'll be watching you. And they start to kind of back away from you, back up the street. Two of them turn to start walking further up the street away from you. But they're all kind of like looking over their shoulder. There's a tense moment, and then they start to disperse.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Well,
So, does anyone remember that emblem from anywhere else?
no. Rope
No,
and pulley. It
rope-
seems like maybe they're like part of a guild.
It's kind of interesting that they decide to identify themselves in a group like that while they are doing something nefarious. So it's
Well,
likely a gang-related thing.
Yeah. Right. It's interesting, but also scary because it means they don't care. So.
See, now I am more inclined to go and see Franz because we have a lead on who is the shitty people. Or at least the henchmen of the shitty people.
That's true. We could go.
Ask if he's seen the symbol around.
Yeah.
Because now I'm afraid we're gonna die in our sleep if we sleep here.
Yeah,
Plus,
well,
yeah,
they
he's
expect
there
us to
anyway.
be on the first boat out tomorrow
Yeah.
morning, so we're safe for tonight.
Wasn't that an
but
expression?
I don't think so.
Oh,
No, I think it's
I mean,
really. It's. I think they're really boats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ay.
At this point, as you stand there in the street contemplating what to do, you can see just another block and a half up the road. You can see the dangling sign that appears to be an old wagon wheel with a broken spoke, and you know that's the broken spoke inn where your warm beds await you. Nervous though that of who might be lurking in the shadows of the side alleyways. Suddenly the whole street is bathed in a kind of greenish light, and you look and you see that the moon is rising up just right in front of you, right? Its light just spilling down the street, and it is large, and you realize it is not the normal moon. It is in fact Morsleb, and you can see the strange shadows on the surface of the moon form a weird, wicked-looking, leering face, like a toothy grin and a kind of a side squinting eye almost. As its sickly green light fills the street.
Spooky night.
Let's get inside.
Yeah.
I do not like that, Sam. I am. Do we feel any different? Do we feel anything, or are we just creeped out?
Not physically, no, but it is
Okay.
disarming.
All right.
Yep. It's been a long enough day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity,
Alright,
Paul, what day is it?
Excellent.
It's 3 days after Schaffenfest started, which is on that special day, Yug whatever.
Right.
So it's 3 days after that day, right? Schaffenfest was only 3 days long, right?
Schaffenfest is 3 days long, but the first day was on Mitterfurl, which is
Yeah.
the extra day.
Okay, so
today is
2
the
days
second of Volkskeit. It is a Marktag.
Okay.
Sorry, Flugzeit.
Okay.
It is the second of Flugzeit.
Lugzite.
It is Marktag the second.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go inside. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
This is terrible.
All right, you hustle down the street towards the broken spoke, and you pay again for another night of private room. I assume the three of you together.
Yeah.
Bruno, do you
we
splurge on
just-
your own room for the night?
No, this time I think I will stay in their room.
Okay, very good. He charges you half a crown for the night. Or
And
that seems like much. That seems excessive for the for the last night of the fest, half a crown for the private room.
how many shillings is that?
10.
10.
Well, I take up the smallest amount of space in the room, so
Oh, fine. Yes, I will pay for it.
Excellent. Treviano pays. And you get yourself a room, and you pass the night relatively quietly. Yeffi does not appear throughout the night.
oh man.
Who waits up for her or wonders where she is.
I
The
just
answer does not
like
reveal
reach
itself.
out in the bed.
Yes.
I assume Indigo and I are just kind of like uncomfortably aware of Bruno the entire night.
It's,
Guys being
wake up.
dudes.
You wake up in the morning, all curled up on a single bed, spooning in size order.
I startle awake and fall off the bed.
Huh! Oh, I thought we were being attacked.
I also saw that. Time to go. Time to go. Good
Uh-huh.
morning.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh. Not a lot of beds in this room, huh?
There's a second
Yeah,
bed.
like
It's still
2
made.
and go.
Yeah, I was gonna claim that one, but I got confused about. You know what? Never mind. Let's. All right. We got stuff to do.
Before we leave the rooms, Indigo will take out the crossbow that he stole from that assassin and all of the bolts, and
right.
give them to Trebbiano. I think things
What?
might be getting a little dangerous on the streets the next few days. I
This
think
is
it's best
a thing
we're
for you to do. Yep.
all armed as much as possible.
Do you want to wear your caster outfit?
Probably. We'd be more of a target, but also that seems like more of a flexible thing. There are pros and cons to both of those, right?
Yeah.
If we want to actually make a complaint to the guard, they're gonna listen to caster, not to Indigo.
Excellent point.
Yeah. Do we still even want to do that though? Like they're onto us.
Maybe we should stop and see Heikdorf first, and see if he figured anything out. And also,
I just
just see what's in the Physicians Guild. Just curious. Just pop our heads in.
I just think like if they're bold enough to send goons to get us in the middle of the street, like if we walk into the guardhouse.
Ooh, you know what we should do? We should lose them. Because they said they'd be watching, so we should lose them. Like we head to the
Like
boat.
we
to the
fake
dock.
being on the boats.
Yeah, we head to the docks, like where. Oh, here we go. We're leaving because we got threatened, and then we give them the slip.
That isn't a bad idea.
I'd say it was a pretty wise idea, which is why they call me Bruno the Wise in the Physicians Guild, I assume.
We are pretty conspicuous.
Right, that's why. Okay. We find a tall man, a regular-sized man, and a child, and we trade clothes with them. And we send them on a boat. Okay. I scurry downstairs to the main inn room, and I start trying to find body doubles for me, Trebbiano, and Indigo.
Oh my gosh.
Excellent.
So
Bruno scurries downstairs. Indigo and Treviano, you seem befuddled for a moment. Can't imagine he's up to any good. You follow a few moments later down the stairs into the common room where you see Bruno is by the hearth, the main hearth, sitting next to the fire. There's an hunched old woman, and Bruno's holding a small cat.
What?
It's the best you found so far, Bruno.
So which one of us is the cat?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the
cat just
cat.
starts barking. And
Patches,
scratches
no.
the crap out of you, Bruno, as it tries to
Oh,
escape.
Patches! Oh, Patches! No! Oh! No, Bruno, get back! Ah. All right. Well,
man.
I'm just covered in scratches now. Well, that was a bust. So it was a good idea, but all I found was this old woman and a cat. So
Right. So let's just try to sneak over to the Physicians Guild
all right.
without being seen. And just
We're
hope
so-
for the best.
Do we just? How do we? Okay. You take. Yeah. What do we do?
I think we just go and we hope we don't get spotted. I want to look out the window as we're eating breakfast, Paul, and I want to scan the crowd outside on the street to see if I recognize any of the goons from last night.
Looking out the window, you see some people going about their normal morning business. It seems that perhaps life has returned to normal here in Bogenhofen after the fest. You see, various people walking around. At some point, you do see a couple of rough-looking men in sort of common worker clothing. You don't recognize their faces, but you notice one of them is wearing that same emblem.
I asked
It's like on his shoulder.
Oh. I asked the innkeeper about the emblem, if he's seen, or if he knows what the rope and hook is an emblem for.
Yes, you mean the pulley?
Sure, if that's what you
Pulley.
call it, yes?
Yes. Oh, yes, the Stevedores wear that.
Oh,
Ah.
Stevedores.
That's the Stevedores Guild.
Stevedores.
Dang. Well, yeah, they're like big, tough dockmen. They want to hook us.
I think they just want to load and unload the boats.
Oh,
Right.
sorry. Look, you're not. No, we're done.
Oh,
you're not part
no,
of this
oh,
bit.
oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
no.
sorry.
It's this is okay. It's an inside joke. Thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Carry on.
Yeah, so we're definitely not going to be able to avoid every single stevedore in Bogenhofen. I think we just go to the Physicians Guild and don't tell, or find some way to clandestinely contact Dr. Heikdorn so he doesn't get pulled in on this.
Yeah, we pull him aside, I guess.
Yeah, or try to send him a note.
Oh, that's a good, a courier boy.
Yeah.
We can pay a little urchin money.
Yes.
I'm sure there
We'll
are
send a
urchins
message.
around. They stole all of Bruno's luggage. That was a different city.
That was all.
I'm sure they would have stolen his luggage here, too.
Bogenhofen is not a small town by any means. It is still, even with the festival calming down, it is still quite populous here. So it's easy enough when walking the streets of Bogenhofen to, especially in the early morning or midday at meal times, it's easy to lose oneself in the crowd.
Yeah, we just gotta try to lose our tail and then get to the guild. Get to the Physicians Guild. Easy.
All right, so the
Totally
three of you,
easy.
as a group, attempting to make
Yeah.
your way across town to the Physicians Guild. trying as best you can to not be seen.
Yeah, I think we go a lot of the long way around
Sure.
the Weg. We try to stick to as the crowded areas as possible.
Yep. You make your way down the main Strasse, down the Nullerweg. You
Making our veg downtown.
yeah,
Go
exactly.
full Weg.
Um,
Veg.
and it's not a problem. You make it across town. You end up at the Physicians Guild. No one bothers you. Occasionally, you see someone in the crowd with that emblem on them, and you have a moment where you tense up, but they just walk past. No one bothers you. And you've made your way over to the Physicians Guild. When you knock upon the door, you are greeted by the same clerk from yesterday. You are here again to see Dr. Schweizkopf?
No, Herr Heichthorn
Oh, Heichthorn.
today.
Yes. He is I believe he's in his lab. But would you please to follow me?
Nice.
He leads you down the wood-paneled halls, past smoky rooms, and eventually, actually, down a set of stone steps into a basement,
place is nice.
which is not as nice. It's a little more lower ceiling stonework. It smells a little musty down here. There's little light, just occasional like high windows, small high windows along walls. He leads you to a specific door, which he opens up, and you can see inside a small room with a couple of tables and a lot of mortar and pestle and herbs hanging from the ceiling that are drying, and that sort of thing. And you can see standing there at the table, you see Heichthorn. He looks up to you. My friends, it's good to see you. Come in. And he's working on something.
Now this is some doctoring.
Oh yes. The Physicians
Man.
Guild is the is well worth the price of the membership.
Price.
Oh yes, of
what
course. There are dues.
what are the dues?
What did you think a guild was?
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't thought about it that much.
It depends on the position you hold and what resources of the guild you need. But an apprentice will pay a carl a week, and a fully licensed doctor may spend may pay 10 carls a day.
I sadly look at the 5 shillings I have in my mouth.
Sentence didn't end the way I expected it to somehow.
This was very helpful. He holds up the flask. Is mostly wine, but there is much as our friend Elvira expected. It is indeed the purple lotus.
Uh-oh.
A very rare
lotus.
material from Lustria.
What
It's not commonly
does
found out here.
what does it
Very
look
familiar.
like?
The lotus.
Yeah, if you were going to poison someone with it, would you have a powder or a liquid or a flower?
Yeah, it would be a like an oil, like a small. It doesn't take very much. A very small dose will do, but it is like a fairly thick oil. One could dilute it in, say, wine, and he holds up the flask, also, or as a drink, or perhaps lace it into food. It's quite an effective poison. Very rare, very expensive.
Oh, expensive. So you'd have to.
Like I said, it's only found in Lustria, which is far to the south and a dangerous place. It's difficult to find this.
Man, we are really in deep.
Yes.
Well, so
You think maybe you know who did this? I do not want to know. In fact, do not tell me. It is perhaps better that I don't know.
yeah,
I agree.
Yep.
But your
Totally
friend-
agree with
your
that.
friend has some very powerful enemies, I think, and the reason to be perhaps time for when he recovers, perhaps time for a trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that is a good idea.
Jesus. Oh my
He,
god,
I
you
think
guys.
I think he might recover. I think we might be able to bring him back, but it will take, as I said, some weeks.
All right. Well, we told the housekeeper not to let anybody else besides us in to see him, so hopefully he won't get re-poisoned
Yeah, well.
or dispatched in a more effective method.
As I said, even when Carl Tugen suffered from this, it took several days before he passed away. So if the house is boarded up, perhaps it is unclear to the perpetrator of this whether it has been successful or not for some days.
Oh, that's a good
That's-
point.
Good.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can help with this? Are you working are you working with the watch or the one of the merchants or?
You just said you did not want to know.
Oh no, of course, this is very good. You're right. You're right.
You're alright.
Yeah.
Is there anything
In
else I
fact,
can do to help in any way?
So, if your goal was to poison someone and make them die quickly, this is not the poison you'd use. This is to look like an illness.
Well, other poisons that act faster might be more obvious the cause. As I said, I only know one other case of this
Right.
particular poison. And in any other circumstance, I think that no one would understand what had happened to the victim. In fact, the only people that do are standing in this room, except for, of course, Elvira, who is on her way back to Grissenwald.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right.
Well, when do you think she left?
I think she left last night.
Last night.
Yeah. Yeah, she was here for the festival. She's not here for the wild parties that happens at the end. She sells her wares and then she gets the evening boat, I think, back to Grissenwald.
So she doesn't like parties. What does she like?
Well, she is.
That's not important right now, Bruno, I don't think.
Well, it's important. It's
I don't think-
It's called. It's maintaining contacts with important resource. I want to know what Hikethorn likes too. Hikethorn.
Well, Elvira and I
Let's start with Elvira, actually, yeah.
exchange letters, and
Oh.
she's
so
very
you have-
very smart doctor, very learned. She's very interested in the research that I do here.
Wow. The research, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have her mailing address
Oh my
then.
Oh
lord.
yes. You wish to send her a letter? I'll get it for you.
That's fantastic. Wow.
He goes to his desk. He rifles through some papers. He finds an envelope and he starts writing. He takes a slip of paper and he copies the address and hands it to you.
Oh right. Who? Well,
Oh my goodness.
so, you've
So,
been great, Hikethorn.
yeah.
It is my pleasure. I am curious to having a sample and a victim in the same time with time to deal with it. I think is very exciting for me to be able to study the effects of this material and to study it carefully myself. It's a very unusual circumstance that I get such an opportunity.
Yeah. That's
So
great.
thank you, Dr. Feinbottom. You are clearly
You're-
a very resourceful physician.
That is maybe actually true. Yes.
Great. Well, if you need anything else from us, Hikethorn, don't hesitate to ask while we're
I
still
thank
in
you.
town.
I thank you. And is there anything else I can tell you? I know that we don't maybe want to cross certain lines, but if you have any questions about the town or the people here, perhaps I could help.
Thank you. One thing we would suggest to you is maybe do not tell people you saw us or give any physical description of us.
Of course. Yeah. I will visit the Richter, Justice Richter's house only to deliver the arthritis ointment for his housemate Gilda.
Very good.
Yes.
Ah.
Good man.
Yeah.
All right.
Really a smart person.
So maybe.
So are we
friends-
leaving?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're leaving the Physicians Guild. Where are you headed?
Maybe we just go and kill the demon and leave Bogenhofen.
Kill the. Okay, I mean, step 2 is great, but step 1, I have a number of questions.
Well, we can't just leave it there.
What if you know what I heard is a great place, Grissenwald?
You don't know anything about Grissenwald, Bruno.
I know one thing about it. I'm beginning to think you remember back yesterday when I said the day before we had hit our lowest point and now it was all up from there. I'm beginning to think it could get much lower, much lower.
Oh,
because
yeah, like systemically lower.
like terrible poisons we've hit now, the highest echelons of society. Elvira left. I'm
That's a
beginning-
big one.
It's all kind of I know it's all kind of beginning to slip away here for Indigo's Raiders or whatever name we've decided to settle on.
Not that.
Not that.
Anyway, we have to wait until Yeffi gets back anyway. So if we go into the sewers and we kill that demon, then if Bogenhofen descends into chaos, it's not our fault because we did our best.
Well, I think if we left, nobody would think it was our fault either. Probably they wouldn't remember.
Well, maybe the demon would remember and come after us.
The demon doesn't. The demon isn't in love with Yeffi. That's the only reason these evil
The
creatures.
demon isn't in love with
around.
anybody. The demon is in
Because,
love
like,
with killing
Yeffi's
us and
science.
taking our skin.
Correct.
We can't go and. There's no way. It's gonna eat
Dude, if
us.
there's a Vil, there's a Veg.
Oh no.
You're gonna get this into your system. You know what you need? You know what all of you need? A
What-
proper
what?
dose of faith.
Oh no. We talk to everybody with faith around here, and they're all freaking
No. Obviously, those people were not believers. I am. In the face of true evil, true faith will always overcome.
What?
I think Triviano has a point there, Bruno.
What?
I don't know. Did you see Triviano look that demon in the face and not even blink?
No, I was too busy peeing in my pants.
Yeah, well,
You
exactly.
Yeffi's gone for
I'm
like
just saying.
10 hours, and suddenly Trebbiano's in charge because of his faith. What?
Oh, well, your option has worked so well for us this entire time, yes.
Well, yeah, my option hasn't gotten us killed yet.
Oh, my option has gotten us killed? What are you insinuating?
What's about to?
You don't know that.
That is technically true, but I feel pretty strongly about it.
When we come down to it, we have like two enemies here that we're facing. We have a horrible demon in a sewer, and we have the entirety of the elite of Bogenhofen. And I would much rather try to stab my way past one thing than try to stab my way past the whole of Bogenhofen society. I can't kill that many people, Bruno. It's not possible.
I like the one where we were gonna sneak.
None of us are sneaky. We are much more punchy things than we are. I would try sneaking first, but
All right, how do we get down to the sewers now then?
we know all of the ways in at this point. Yes.
Yeah, we just wait until nightfall, and then we pull open that manhole cover, and
Why would we wait until night? Why don't we? The demon. It's already spooky because there's a demon. We don't need to make it spooky because it's night.
well, because people will notice an open manhole cover in the middle of the day.
Well, just close it behind us.
Eh,
We'll just
And how
prop
do
it
we-
up.
How do we get out, Bruno? If we close the hole behind us?
Well, we put a rope down and we mostly pull it back over, and then we climb back out.
We could try it. We could go right now.
I suppose.
Oh. But if we wait till night, we can procrastinate on this, and maybe you'll all come to your senses.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
All right. So, are you guys headed to the sewers?
I vote fun.
Yes. Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. Excellent.
Max,
you find yourselves
give me
as you're...
wait, hold on. Max, give me a tangibly good reason why we shouldn't do this. And
Oh, I'm not metagaming. I'm not metagaming the decision here
Fine.
at all. That's
No.
cheating. Absolutely not.
What is the biggest reason you don't want to do this?
No, let's go check it out.
No,
Let's go check it out.
I can't tell when you're Max and when you're Bruno. This is really hard.
You're
It
the
should be
same
easy.
person.
Bruno's a terrible little horrible halfling creature,
You're
and I'm a
expressing
normal
opinion.
man.
When you're expressing opinions, it becomes difficult.
I'm a perfectly good person in real life. I don't think I'm beginning to worry that no other people don't appreciate this. Not everybody in the group knows me that well.
So we go to the sewer.
Excellent. You make your way to the
Played a
sewer.
heroic
You,
character.
you make your way at least back to the... You find yourselves, as you're having this conversation and debating what you should do and what you shouldn't do, you're walking around the streets of Bogenhofen, and you find yourselves back in that courtyard, just north of the Crossed Pikes. But a small courtyard, a few different buildings' backs face out onto this little courtyard, in the center of which there is a manhole cover. You realize now, as you've walked around the city, that you probably have seen a couple other manhole covers here and there, but this is the one you guys went down, and so that's somehow perhaps has drawn you back to this spot. And you find yourself standing over it and looking around, and going, well, it's somewhat secluded. It's not like there's not, at least not huge crowds walking around here. In fact, here, I'll just chuck it up on the map real quick. Basically, right, there we go. Right, just south of the building marked number 39 there. So there's a little kind of triangular shaped courtyard there, and you find yourselves there, and there's the manhole cover. You could probably pry it open, and you could maybe tie a rope around. You start casting around. You go, well, somebody's got a small stone statue over here. Looks like perhaps of Sigmar. Garden ornament. Looks heavy. You could tie a rope around and then chuck it down the manhole cover, and maybe no one will notice.
How much does Indigo in his armor look like a guard of the city?
Not very.
Okay.
The guards definitely have a uniform.
Okay.
They wear a tabard with a big with the symbol of Bogenhofen on the front.
Last chance.
Fine, let's do it at night. All right. I'm going to spend the day getting equipped for demon slaying then.
Okay. Excellent. Feel free to buy any equipment that you would like to purchase.
I don't think there's really any.
Excellent.
Indigo's gonna buy a black outfit.
Excellent. Perhaps
That's
a
a good-
turtleneck.
yeah.
Be dirty. Just
Yeah,
dirty
perhaps a
as
nice
food.
turtleneck. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you spend the day mentally preparing yourselves and getting any gear ready that you might want. Let's see. Does anything happen to you over the course of the afternoon? Nope, the day goes by quietly enough. You, again, without the fest going, it's definitely not as big of a crowd around, and in the hours between lunch and dinner time, you find that the streets get reasonably quiet. There's still some movement around on the larger streets, but back here in the courtyard, it's pretty quiet. But you wait, and eventually nightfall comes, and you
Okay,
are ready
so
to make your
The two things I want to purchase just to make sure I can get them is garlic, which I used up, and a very large hat.
Oh, no problem. You can
Okay,
certainly get
great.
both of those.
Great. Okay. just like a big floppy one. Yeah. So I'm in disguise now.
Excellent. Excellent. You're in disguise in your big floppy hat.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
And we go back to the manhole, I guess.
at this point, I'm really dragging my feet on it too, like walking slowly.
Yeffi's gonna be so freaking mad.
Come on, Bruno. Maybe you'll find some of your pies down there again.
That was when I was wallowing. I'm not wallowing anymore, so I'm not going to eat sewer pies. You gotta read the situation.
Sure.
All right. Well,
Who
here
goes
we are.
first?
About. So
Maybe we should get like slick suits that we can peel off easily. Like a
What?
thin. I guess it's the medieval period. I was thinking of
Yeah.
wetsuits, but that would actually be even more horrible in this.
Yeah, let's get some surfboards and a cassette player too while we're
Right,
at it.
You could certainly buy cheap rags if you want to wear, right? Like really terrible clothing and keep your nice clothing out of the sewer.
Yeah.
That
I
notion.
just take most of my clothes off.
Yeah, except for the big
I
floppy
take
hat.
I take most of my clothes off. I shove them into my bag. I just got my undergarments and my hat.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right, I'm ready. Here we go.
Great. Indigo will pull the cover off, manhole cover off, tie the rope around Sigmar, and throw it into the sewer. I guess light his lantern and keep it on his belt like before, and go spelunking.
Excellent. Excellent. You
Love
descend
a good
the rope
spelunk.
down into the sewers, praying oddly to Sigmar that he keep you safe. Although
Literally.
perhaps not Sigmar directly. Roll me an agility test, Indigo.
You got it. 9.
Okay. You make your way down. You find yourself hanging in that precarious position. If you recall, there's about a 7-foot direct shaft that's just big enough for you to fit down. It then bells out into a larger tunnel, and you can see the little ledges on either side and the running stream of effluence moving down the center. You climb your way down, and you find yourself then hanging directly over the shit, and thinking, "Now, wait a minute, how did I get to the ledge?"
Yeah, I remember how I got to the ledge, and I'm going to try a different strategy. I'm going to try
Yeah.
to swing myself over to the ledge again.
Okay, you start rocking back and forth, kind of swinging. Give me another agility test.
Come on. Yes, 16.
Okay, so you swing back and forth, inching down, and finally you're basically you're curled up at a ball at the bottom, turning yourself into a human pendulum. And so when you reach the apex, you extend your leg out and slam your foot onto the rock, and it managed to get enough friction there that you stop yourself. And you kind of pull yourself over, and you're now standing on the ledge.
Great.
Who climbs down next?
I should go last, so yeah, I should go last.
No. Trebia, go ahead.
I don't want to land. I don't want to land. If there are more opportunities for me to land on people, I'm fine. Okay, yeah, I go. Want me to roll?
Okay, great.
Agility.
No, just actually, Indigo, roll me a d20.
Yeah.
Just roll me
Sure.
a straight d20.
14.
Okay. Great. The statue holds, and you're able to climb down down the rope. It seems that Indigo has tied the rope well around the statue, and between that and him holding it, Trebbiano, you don't have to make any rolls. You make your way down to him.
Ha.
Bruno, you're alone in the courtyard. What do you do?
Just kind of peering down the hall. I wonder how many days it is to Grissenwald. It's probably not that many.
You pass
Bruno,
through
get
it
down
on your
this
way
rope
here.
right now.
All right. All right, I put both my daggers in my mouth. And I
With
slide
your
down the
shillings.
rope. What?
Big
Yeah,
mouth you
with
got
the
there.
shillings.
2 daggers and 5 shillings.
Yeah, the 5 shillings. That might be a little much to keep in my mouth.
you scrabble down the rope, and clearly a statue heavy enough to hold Treviano is clearly enough to hold Bruno. You make your way down. And the three of you now stand on the ledge, and here there is a. You're basically standing over a Y, as you recall. There's one that kind of goes almost north-southish, or at least in line, parallel to the street overhead. And then there's one that snakes off at an angle, which feels like it leads to you back towards the wall.
Right. I think I remember. I think we went on the straight path away from the wall. Do we remember like the turns we made to get to?
Oh, I certainly didn't write this down.
Yeah.
Excellent.
The door.
Well,
You are not sure.
Shit.
You start, Indigo. You lead the group. You lead the group down the passageway from the sewer. You're not heading along the parallel one, heading away from the gate, sort of more into the city. You travel along for a few minutes, 10 minutes or so. Past, you see occasional little, very small openings that lead to like little, nothing more than pipes that sort of exit into this space, and eventually you come to another fork where you can see the passage that you're in continues to go straight, and to do so, to continue to go straight, you would actually have to cross this other passage that leads off to your left in an arc.
Right. I think I remember we turned here.
Certainly, if
Right.
you wanted to go straight, you would have to cross the stream.
Right. I think we didn't
think?
cross.
Okay.
I checked the walls as we're walking. I remember I made scratches into the
totally
wall the first
did!
time I was here.
Okay, great.
Do I see those?
Roll me an intelligence test, please.
20. 20 the hard way.
20 the hard way. You do see some scratches. You think this is probably the way you came. It seems familiar, and you see some scratches that are probably the ones you made.
Yes! Past Indigo.
huh.
Past Indigo is a freaking champion.
You continue to move down this passageway, which arcs gently to the left as you go. Always sort of gradually, very gradually turning to a slight left. And it takes you a good half hour of trudging along. And the stink is terrible, but at least you're actually clean. All three of you are clean, except for maybe your boots. You make your way along this passageway. Eventually you come to finally another spot where this sort of dead ends with another tunnel going perpendicular to the one that you're exiting from. But just before you reach that point where the intersection is, you can see a door set into the wall on the left.
So,
Shall I go in first?
good time to turn back.
And you can see dimly from the light of the lantern that Indigo carries, you can see dimly the slight shimmer of reflection of the small opening near the top of the door, where you know that there are a couple metal bars that made an opening just barely big enough for its small writhing goblin to force itself through.
Right.
So, do we have a plan?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Indigo's sort of trying to get himself real into it, stretching out, shaking out his
okay.
arms, getting ready for stabbing.
I just
Yeah,
sort of follow
so
along with what
All of
Indigo's
the
doing.
things- Think about all of the things that have happened to us so far. If you did not think there was some kind of divine plan for us to have survived, do you really think that we would have survived this long? Really?
I almost died trying to do surgery on myself. I don't know.
Almost. You're welcome. Signed, Manan.
That's pretty good. Is that how this faith thing works, Treviano? Aren't there like magic words that you say?
If you think about it,
Magic
it
word.
has always been okay for you. So as long as you think it will be okay, it will be. That's how it works. I'm fine. I've been through a lot of stuff. So have you.
That's true.
This religion is terrible.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Whose idea was it to stab yourself in the stomach? Was it a religious figure? No, it was yours.
Well, it was in the name of science. And
Oh,
maybe it was. Maybe Manon was telling me stab myself, huh? And then I did it, and it
and you
sucked.
were fine. But here's the thing. The name of science will do you absolutely nothing once you cross this threshold into this door.
Right. So, see, that's why I'm thinking we go back and not.
If we were going to go back, we would not have entered this foul place in the first place, yes?
It's not that bad the second time. It's
I
not,
will
yeah.
push you into the filth, Bruno.
Well, that's why I took all my clothes off, so I'm actually prepped for it. Yeah.
Horrible. All right, right. So I haven't died yet, so obviously that means Manon doesn't want me to die yet. I think I get this. All right.
Yes.
Indigo draws his sword and is ready to open the door.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Okay.
I pull out a scrap of parchment and write a quick note to Yeffi. But I won't
Excellent.
say right now what's in it.
But-
Haha.
That's great, but the thing is about that, how will she get it?
I'm going to attach it to my body in case we die.
We're not going to die. I thought, did I not just, we went over this, yes?
Right. No, you're right. We're not going to die. I staple it. I pin it to the inside of my shirt here. All right.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
I'll just keep that there, and I'll check up on it later when we're alive.
Uh-huh.
All right. So just to remind you, you're standing on a narrow ledge. There is a stream of crap running by you on the other side. You stand in order. I think Indigo in front, and then Trebbiano, and then Bruno. Indigo, you are closest to the door, which is just up the passage a little bit on the wall on your left side.
Uh-huh.
What are you
So
doing?
is there a walkway across the river of filth from us?
Not at all.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I think we get to the other side of the door, right, so that we're not trapped behind the door when I open it. I'll rush in there, and you two do your best.
I can distract it.
The
I
plan
want
you
to
also
see
have
what
that
it looks
crossbow.
like
You
up
are
close.
best.
Don't forget that crossbow I gave you.
Oh no, I will be very distracting. You will feel much pain. But I feel as if I need to know what this creature is like. You know what I mean? Like I need to see it. I did not get a good look last time. It did not look so bad to me. So maybe I will understand your horrible feel if I see it up close. You know, I'm just it's going
Okay.
to be good. It's going to be a fun
our
team
plan-
bonding experience.
Our
Just
plan is
avoid.
do our best.
Well,
And
so you
also,
have a better
Trebbiano
plan?
wants to get a good look.
Okay, so
And otherwise, we'll
here's
do
why
our
I don't
best.
like your attitude right now, Bruno. So, your sweet plan was to go back upstairs where everyone hates us and we have no power at all, and talk to the guy in charge, right? Like that's your plan. What is your great plan if you don't think we should be doing this? People are going to kill us if we stay in Bogenhafen, but if we give them, this is clearly their plan. Watch us open the store. There might not even be a demon. Who knows who was down here last time? We don't know.
There's a demon. My plan was leave all problems are solved by leaving Bogenhafen.
so you want to leave Yeffi in Bogenhafen?
We wait. Yeffi will be back tomorrow, probably. And if not, then she made her choices, and that's... I just got to kind of touch the letter. And that's the way it is.
All right, you've
Just
been
being
standing
very
here for
strong
a
right
while
now,
now.
buddy.
Several minutes have passed as you bicker
Yeah.
just a few feet from the door.
Listen, we just got to do this. Like I'm amped up. We're ready.
Great. Well, as long as you're
We
feeling
passed the point
amped
of no return.
and I'm ready to do my best, let's yeah, absolutely. Let's get to it. Indigo's Raiders. On the
Great,
road again.
And I open the door forcefully. I try to bust through the door.
Okay, great.
Shouting
You
a battle
you,
cry.
you take a couple steps, get a little momentum, and shoulder into the door. Roll me a strength test, Indigo.
Yeah. 7.
Okay, your shoulder thunks solidly into the door, and you feel a sharp pain in your shoulder, and you have a sudden flash of memory of Yeffi reaching her arm in through between the bars and lifting a latch on the other side. Whoomp! And then you have a moment of and then after she did that, you push the door open, and there were bones and smoke and the demon, and oh god! And you look through the bars. and you see nothing. Actually, you see
God
an
damn
empty
it!
stone room.
I fucking knew it. As soon as I
Totally
said that,
empty?
Paul was like,
Completely empty.
But you didn't successfully open the
You
door,
did not
right?
successfully open the door. You've slammed your
That's true.
shoulder into the door. You're now looking through the bars because you're standing right in front of
oh,
the
so
door,
it
having
was
just
like a
wumped into it.
guardian?
And you look in and you remember that there had been a pentacle drawn on the ground, and you don't see that.
Yeah,
And there had
yeah,
been
yeah.
candles, and you don't see those. And there'd been a big, like a big metal piece of furniture in the back of the room, and you don't see that either.
Can I reach through the bars? Can I reach through and unlatch the door?
Roll me an agility test.
5.
Okay, the bars are too tight for your well-muscled bicep. It gets stuck as you try to reach through.
Stop flexing while you
Hey.
do it. Stop.
Hey, well, I can't. I'm so amped up right now to kill this demon that is in here. I can't stop right
All
now.
right,
Okay?
all right.
Yeah, I'll
Just
boost
ups,
Bruno.
ups. Yeah. Okay.
Bruno, give me an agility test.
17.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
Bruno, with the boost from Indigo, reaches his arm down, grabs a hold of the metal latch, and lifts up, and there's a clunk, and the door swings open.
Okay, put me down. Put me down. Put me down.
Uh-huh.
And I scurry to the back again.
Okay.
I'll walk into the room.
All right, great. Give me, let's see. Actually, no. You walk into the room. It is a large stone room, stone floor, stone walls, stone ceiling. You see no evidence of any furniture. Looks completely bare.
What?
You are standing in the right corner of the room. So you see a wall on your right side as you come through the door, and a wall on your left side goes back, kind of rectangular shaped, plain stone room. What do you do, Indigo? You stand within the first couple of feet, and you have a memory of there having been a pile of bones right here.
Yeah. I'll just start walking around to all the places I remembered I saw things. I want to see if there are like drag marks on the ground, I guess.
You remember that there had been a big pentacle drawn on the ground, and there was maybe some ring, some big ring that was around the outside of the pentacle that was raised. You remember that there had been candles at the points, and in the center is where the demon had come up. And then in the back of the room, you remember there had been some kind of metal piece of furniture. These are the things that strike your memory. Which of those do you head to first?
I'll head towards the ring, and I'll sort of like scuff the ground with my boot to see if I can feel the ring on the ground.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence test.
Yeah. 6.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing there. You kind of scuff your foot on the ground, and we were like, yeah, there was some kind of metal ring or something on the ground that the pentacle was drawn inside. It was big too. It like nearly filled the whole width of this room, which is pretty large.
Fellas, is this the wrong room?
This is definitely the right room.
Because there's no.
I remember these bars. You know, I just was.
Trebbiano, are you headed
This
into
is-
the room?
I can kind of peep around them from out here.
Yeah,
There's no.
okay.
There's.
Yeah, you're standing in the
No. I'm
doorway
super
kind of
curious.
thing.
I go into the room.
You go into the room. Bruno?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I walk in.
Okay, all three of you are in the room.
I go up to where that there was a metal thing on the back, right? That looks
Yeah,
like
there
it
was.
had.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I go up to that area.
Give me an intelligence test.
17 again.
Okay. You find the first thing you notice is there's a stain on the floor here, and you think you can see the faint outline of where that furniture was. Like it's a little cleaner in this spot. There's maybe a scrape mark on the ground where clearly some piece of furniture was, and right in front of where that piece of furniture was, there's a dark stain on the ground. And peering around, and then at that point you're like, yeah, what is this stain? And you kind of get down on your hands and knees and you look really carefully. You can't quite tell what the weird stain is, but you find something balled up in the corner there. It's kind of wedged against the wall. It's sort of in between the stonework. Some piece of something that you pull out appears to be a fairly gummed up, slightly damp bit of cloth.
Is there anything written on it?
You hold it up and it starts to shake out, and you realize it is. It appears to be like what was maybe once a white handkerchief, and it kind of unfurls a little bit.
Oh God!
And
What's
you look
written on
over it, and you can find in the corner, it does appear to be monogrammed with the initials FS.
FS.
Who do we know that's FS? Who do we know that's FS? Who do we know that's FS? Who's S? Do we know anyone with last name S? Ah! The Steinhagers have a last name of S.
I put it in my bag.
Sure.
Does it
Leave?
look like
We
it's
leave?
stained or no?
Stain, not with whatever is. You're not really sure what the dark stain is. This has
Okay.
clearly been this handkerchief has clearly been kind of stuck here in the corner for a while, so it's a little dirty and it's a
Okay.
little damp just from the general moisture down here. But it doesn't
Okay.
look like it's like dark stained or anything like that. Indigo, you were looking at
Yeah.
where the ring was. Where are you headed next? You see Bruno and Trebbiano kind of move into that corner.
Yeah,
There
there
was
was also like a torch on the wall, right? That was like kind of
There was a
billowing
torch
black
on the wall.
smoke.
Well, the smoke, you remember, came out of the center of the pentacle.
Oh,
It was sort of
Okay,
where the
yeah.
demon emerged.
I'll step to where I think the pentacle was, and I'll just sort of like crouch down on the ground and like rub away. I think maybe I got covered by something.
Roll an intelligence test for me, please.
All right, come on, something over a 9. Nope, that's a 3.
That's a 3. So you start getting down on the ground and really clearing it, and you think maybe it's covered with something. You kind of like wiping the ground, and you realize no. In fact, the ground here is very clean. Like it looks like it has been scrubbed clean. There is some faint markings here and there, but nothing you're able to make a pattern out of.
So we got a view when we saw Franz in the other room down here. Did we see when we were looking into that room where the staircase up out of it was?
You never saw a staircase up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just start poking around in the corners trying to find some way out of this place.
Okay, you can roll another intelligence test as you start to poke into the corners.
Wow, 17 again. Is this dice weighted tonight? I don't think these metal dice are actually particularly... Okay, well... 17, yeah.
Nonetheless, you don't find anything.
Hmm.
No secret passages or openings. Anyway, Trebbiano, what are you up to?
I'm flabbergasted.
Well...
My gas is flabbered. I don't know what to do. I wanted to kill a demon, and the wind is out of my sails. I kind of vote just go and sleep and find Yeffi and talk to her underground men and find out all the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we came all the way down here. Now I'm going to figure something out,
Well, the FS, this is a great asset, frankly. This is a great success that we got this. We can maybe show it to people is this a fancy handkerchief? This is a fancy thing. We can maybe talk to fancy people. Maybe our friend at the Physicians Guild actually knows whose it is. Although he just said he didn't want to be involved, but
Bruno, as you turn around, Bruno, to face the group, you see Indigo kind of in the center of the room, maybe slightly closer to the door side where he's looking around on the floor. You haven't found any. You were hoping to find some way out of this room. Looking back over there, you can see that it does look like the whole floor. Now that you look at it, the whole floor clearly has been cleaned. Or at least swept, right, clean.
Right.
But you do think you can see faintly the outline of a circle in which Indigo is in the center of, and you can see faint like just areas where maybe are a little too clean, right, where maybe something was either painted or drawn or whatnot, but has been scrubbed away. And you think you can see more markings around where Indigo is looking, but he's kind of in the way.
Indigo.
Yeah.
Indigo, you're in the middle of you're right where the demon was.
Ah!
Oh, yeah, look who's all brave, fighting demons now,
shut
See,
up.
all right. I go over and peer where he was and has jumped away from.
Okay. As he moves away, actually, from where you're standing, you can see clearly, not clearly, you can see, because you've been rolling really well tonight, you can see this faint
It's called
outline of a
cheating.
circle. You can see a faint outline of a circle and a very faint outline of a 5-pointed star in the center of it, where you think that maybe, like, if someone had painted that or drawn that with chalk or something, whatever, on the ground, and then had later come back and swept it clean, that maybe it has left clean markings on the ground. It's pretty faint, but from the candlelight you can see that there's clearly also some kind of image in the center. It looks like a kind of a bestial face, like a beast head with horns, and then there's some kind of, like, you think possibly some writing around it, but you'd really have to get close and bring the light and examine carefully to see if you can still make out that writing.
Indigo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to borrow the lantern real quick.
Oh yeah, I'll get Indigo kneels down and is right next to Bruno with the lantern.
Perfect. Yeah.
What are we looking at?
This is
Bruno,
what I
give
said
me-
about getting right up in people's business.
Give me an intelligence test, Bruno.
All right, here we go. Weighted dice. One more time. Oh, the magic is over. 11.
There's
Magic is
definitely
over. Magic over.
definitely so in the center of where the pentagram would have been, in that sort of right in the middle, there's you can see the clear space where there was what appeared to you to be sort of the head of a beast, and with horns, and there's definitely some writing around it, but you just can't quite make out what that writing would have said. It's been too obscured and cleaned off at this point.
Yeah,
But you
there
can
was
see that
something
sort
there.
of arching movement of, like, script around it.
Well, this is almost worse than the demon.
Yeah.
Not actually, but almost.
Yeah.
So, little downer to this discovery. Somebody knows we were here and saw their horrible demon, and they are going to kill us.
I'm pretty sure we already knew that, so. Right?
I mean, we had a suspicion.
not specific. It's much worse to have the suspicion confirmed.
Yeah.
You know where nobody knows us?
Oh my god.
Grissenwald.
Well, I know one person knows you in Grissenwald.
It's true.
That's right.
Oh my god. Can we get out of here?
Yeah.
All right, you
Okay.
leave the room. Yeah.
What
You got something
what
else?
are the chances that I can do any kind of sketching of the image or the script? It's too faint.
It's too faint. You know that
Okay.
the best you can get is that there was writing around the
Okay.
beast head, but you can't tell what the writing would have said.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like it was carved, right? It looks like you think like probably it was like painted, and then the
I
paint
see,
was
I
cleaned
see.
away.
I
So
see.
it's
Okay.
left like clean,
Right. I get it.
very
okay.
faint, clean markings of where it once was.
All right. Can't
okay.
believe I took off all my clothes for this.
You head back. head your way back down the sewer passage back to where you left your rope. I will assume one of you had the foresight to affix the rope to something so that it was
Indigo did.
retrievable.
Yeah.
Excellent. One by one, you grab onto the rope and you climb up and you emerge from the sewers into the courtyard under the moonlight of the evil grinning green face of Morsleed.
Oh, that's
You
right.
emerge into this courtyard of this dark back alley of Bogenhofen. And that's where we will leave off for tonight.
Things got worse.
Things got a lot worse.
I will award at least one personal ambition here, Bruno. I think that you are in fact at least well respected.
Oh,
by
yeah.
certain,
Yeah.
apothecaries.
Oh, yeah.
In the Physicians Guild of Bogenhofen, and I think that counts for being
Nice.
renowned at least within a 1-block radius.
Yes.
That's a pretty good
Excellent.
score.
What is that worth?
That is worth
20.
25 XP.
Hey.
Nice. We should have just left. We could have left.
Then we would have never gotten our cool evidence.
Oh, man. Well,
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the session. Sorry again for the delay. Hoping that was just an internet glitch and that everything goes smoothly next time. And looking forward to having Yeffi back with us. Perhaps we will begin next week's session with what has become of Yeffi. So, thank you all. I hope you have a fine Thursday. I hope your dice only roll 20s and or at least
17.
17s.
Yeah.
Or at least 17.
17s.
As the old saying goes.
As the
Yeah.
old saying goes. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.